Students, in the last session we were talking about kinetic energy, that is energy possessed by any moving object, or the object, if any object is in the state of motion, then it acquires energy called potential energy. Any moving object is going to possess kinetic energy, that is denoted by Ke, K dot E, and the mathematical expression for kinetic energy is half mv square. K is equal to half mv square, where m is the mass of the object and v is the velocity of the object in which the object is going to travel or the object is going to move. That is what we were talking in the last session. In the part number 3, today we are going to discuss about part 4. Okay, under our physical science, in the 10th chapter, work and energy. Today we are going to talk about what is meant by potential energy. See, an object is going to acquire, in the last session we were talking about an object is going to acquire energy due to its motion, due to change in its state, or due to its motion, or it is going to acquire energy due to the changing in the shape and due to change in its position. Okay, so change in the state, or if it is in the state of motion, it is going to acquire the kinetic energy that already we discussed. If we are going to talk about, if there is a change in the position, because of the position, change in the position or due to change in the shape, if any object is going to acquire energy, such type of energy we are calling as potential energy. Okay, the energy possessed by an object due to the position or change in the position or due to change in the shape is called as kinetic energy, potential energy, denoted by PE, P dot E. Potential energy is acquired by change in the position or change in the shape. Okay, what does it mean? Let us take an example to understand this concept. For example, take a ceramic plate, one plate which is made up of ceramic, okay, and keep a metal ball on the ceramic plate. Keep a metal ball on the ceramic. When we are placing that metal ball on the ceramic plate, will that ceramic plate is broken? Obviously not, right? Now what you do? Lift this metal ball to the certain height and release this ball on such that it is going to fall on the ceramic plate. At that case, the ceramic plate will break down into pieces. Okay, so what does it confirm? That the same metal ball, when it is placed just above that ceramic plate, was not doing any work, but where the height of the ball is raised and released, the same metal ball is able to break that ceramic plate, because the ball acquired some energy. The ball acquired some energy due to its position has changed. As its position has changed, the same metal ball is going to do some work. Okay. Now, for example, have you played in the olden? Of course, nowadays we are not playing with the toy cars. We have a key to the cars. Okay. When we rotate the key of the toy car, the spring in the car initially will be like this. Initially will be like this, where there is attached to the key. When we start rotating the key, the spring will be close enough to this, up to a certain place, this much it will come to close. Key in the toy car will come this much nearer. Okay, the shape of the car has been changed. The shape of the spring in the metal has been changed. When we are keeping, after rotating, if you keep that toy car on the floor, the toy car is able to move to a certain distance. The same toy car, before rotating the key, it doesn't move, but the same car, when we start rotating the key and made the change in the shape of the spring, that the toy car is able to move. Okay, that the toy car is acquiring the energy due to the change in the shape of the spring. Okay, not only this, for example, if you want to hit a if you want to drive a nail in the wall. Now, if you take the nail and if you hit a hammer, if you start hitting the hammer just by touching the head of the nail, just like this, okay, will it go inside easily? Or if you lift the hammer and hit it on the head of the nail, then in that case, the same hammer, when we are hitting it just nearby on the head of the nail, the nail was not able to move inside. When we are hitting that nail, the same nail by the just taking the position of the hammer, we are able to hit that nail easily into the wall. Okay, this confirms that whenever there is a change in the position, or whenever there is a change in the height of the hammer, height of an object, it acquires some energy. That energy is called as potential energy. For example, take some have a bed of a soft sand. Okay, take a soft sand and make it as a bed of sand, suppose. Now keep a ball upon here. Keep a metal huge ball upon here. Now what you do? So the bar will be here, here itself. The same bar you raise to certain height and release from certain height. Now we see that the ball is going to be immersed or depressed, immersed into certain depth. Okay, the same ball is going to get into certain depressed into certain height. That is, suppose it is 15 centimeter. So height that to the 25 centimeters. And if you release the same metal bomb from the 25 centimeter, you notice that it is going to move even deeper. Okay, so as there is a change in the position of the metal ball, the energy possessed by the metal ball is also different. Okay, the energy possessed by the ball due to change in its height or due to change in its position is called potential energy. Suppose if the height is more, as I increase the height, the energy acquired by the object where the change in the height will be more. Okay, that height is a potential energy. And due to change in the shape also, an object is going to acquire energy. That is also called as potential energy. Under activity 5, if you talk about under activity 4, okay, in page number 176, we have activity 4, which is going to talk about the position of or acquiring the potential energy due to change in the shape. So take a bow and place the arrow upon the bow. Take a bow and place an arrow upon the bow. Just pulling the string of the bow, just only push the string and just a little string, push the string a little and release the bow. So release the arrow. Okay, what happened? We notice that the arrow will fall nearby us. We notice that the arrow will fall nearby us. Now in the second case, in the second instant, what you do, upon the same bow, so try to pull the string with much stretch and much force and stretch it more and release the arrow. Now we can see that the arrow will fly away. The arrow will fly to a certain distance and it will fall here. Okay, this confirms that whenever there is a change in the shape of the bow. The same bow, when it is not stretched much, the arrow is going to fall here. But the same bow, when it is stretched much, okay, the same bow is able to execute more force or more energy on the same arrow such that the arrow can be pushed away. Okay, so by these examples we can understand that if there is a change in the position of an object, it acquires energy called as potential energy. If there is a change in the shape of an object, it acquires some energy called as potential energy. The energy possessed by change in the shape, change in the position, that is change in the height, and the energy possessed by the change in the shape is called potential energy. Generally we talk about that is PE, potential energy, that is P dot E. Now we have one more a small classification of this potential energy, more precise manner. If you discuss precise way, if you talk about the energy possessed by an object. Suppose I have a block some area. I am increasing the block to the certain height. Okay, I am increasing the block to the certain height, and whenever I am changing the object to a certain height, it is going to possess the potential energy. That is what we discussed here. But as this, whenever we are pulling this towards certain height, it is doing some work. The object, or we are doing some work against to the gravitational force. Okay, gravitational force Fg is trying to pull this object downwards. Okay, so as this is against the gravitational force, we are talking about this force. This energy possessed by the object at a certain height as gravitational potential energy. The energy possessed by an object at a certain height from the above the surface of the earth is called as gravitational potential energy, more precise. Okay. Now the potential energy, the mathematical expression for the potential energy is mgh, where m is the mass of the object, g is the gravitational acceleration. Okay, g value usually 9.8 meter per second square. The usual gravitational acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square. We will discuss about gravitational acceleration when we are talking about gravity chapter in our syllabus. Now h is the height of the object. H is the not height of the object. H is the height where the object is placed from the surface of the ground, or from the surface. How much height the object is raised, that height is called as height, not the height of the object. Don't get confused. Okay, suppose this block, from this surface, if the block is raised to certain 25 centimeters. So this, how much height the object is raised from the floor or from the ground, that will be the height, that will be the h value. The height at which the object is placed, or at the height at which the object is released from, to get the potential energy. Okay, this is the mathematical expression for that. There are some problem solvings which will be given in the textbook, but problem solvings we cannot take in this session as a YouTube video. When we come to the class, we will discuss the problem solvings in the class. Okay, next type of energy is mechanical energy. Mechanical energy, that is ME. Simple, the definition of the mechanical energy is very pretty simple. That is the sum of the potential energy and the kinetic energy is called mechanical energy. Sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is equal to mechanical energy. So that implies mechanical energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Okay, mechanical energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. If you want to write the mathematical expression for the mechanical energy, so we know that mechanical energy is equal to half mg square, where potential energy is equal to mgh. Okay, potential is equal to mgh. We can write, so half mg square plus mgh is equal to kinetic energy, or if you take m as common, that is v square by 2 plus gh. Okay, v square by 2 by gh is one more expression of mechanical energy. Okay, but in general we will take half mv square plus mgh is the mathematical expression for the potential energy. Now I hope you understood. Now what is the conservation of energy? What is meant by conservation of energy, that we will take about. Now in the activity 7, energy can be conversion. Energy can take conversion. One type of energy can be converted into another type. Let us take conversion of whether there is a conversion of energy can be converted into one form to another form. Yes, obviously we can discuss about in the under activity 7. We have a activity 7. under activity 7, we were talking about listing the energy conversion in the nature and day-to-day life is what is been given here. There is a table 2 energy conversion taking place in nature, and table 3 energy conversion taking place in day-to-day activities. There are 2 tables which are been given here where we are going to fill that. See, heat energy from the sun used to prepare food by plants getting converted into chemical energy. Okay, the heat energy is been taken by the leaf of the plants and that heat energy is utilized to convert the conversion of food in the photosynthesis process. So that is a chemical form. The heat energy will be taken and the chemical form but in the conversion of food it will be converted into chemical energy. Now for example, if you talk about the second one, in windmills. In windmills, the wind energy will be converted into electrical energy. Okay, in the windmills, the electrical energy will be converted. So windmills, if you go to the hill station, there will be a big fans. We notice a big fans here. These big fans, they are rotating in the wind. They are the windmills. Big fans are there attached to big poles where due to the blowing of air, that the blades of this windmill start rotating. This rotation will be attached to a dynamo here. There will be a dynamo. Okay. So this dynamo have the magnets and all, arrangement of the magnets and copper wires and all, where in this dynamo, due to the rotation, the shaft of the dynamo rotates. Due to the rotation of the shaft of the dynamo, the electrical energy will be created here. About how it is going to happen, again you have the very good explanation in your electromagnetism lesson in your 10th class. When you come to the higher class, that time you will talk. Just to keep in mind, in the windmills, the wind energy will be converted into electrical energy by the nature. We have so many discussions. You try to understand, you try to get it by yourself to write in your 2 more columns. If not, I will help you in the classroom to fill this table too. Now, one more, energy conversion taking place in day-to-day activities. Okay, so day-to-day activities, for example, conversion of electric energy into mechanical energy. So, when we switch on, that electrical energy will be taken to the fan and it will rotate. That electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Now, there are few more situations where we can write there will be conversion of energy. For example, if you talk about the dry cell, the cells, the second one I am talking about, conversion of chemical energy. Chemical energy into electrical energy. Okay, that will be done in dry cells or batteries. Okay, dry cells or batteries. There will be some chemical. So the cell which we keep in a remote controls and wall clocks. That cell is called dry cell. In dry cell, there will be some chemical. It will be converted as, the output as given as electrical energy. That is one example. And if you talk about the third one, in the generators, electric current generators, electric AC generators and DC generators. What will happen in AC generators and DC generator? Mechanical energy, that is in the dynamo or in that case. In dynamos, due to the rotation, we are going to get the electricity. So, conversion of mechanical energy into conversion of mechanical energy into electrical energy. See, in the context of fans, electrical energy is supplied to the fan where it is start rotating. So electrical energy will be converted into mechanical energy there in the context of fan. But whereas in the context of generators or dynamos, or in the context of dynamo or generator, due to the rotation of the shaft, the electricity will be generated. Okay, so mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy. Mechanical energy will be converted into electrical energy. Now in the fourth case, if you talk about, there are 4 columns I think so. In the fourth case, okay, electrical energy will be converted into electrical energy will be converted into heat energy or light energy. Okay, heat energy, when we talk about heat energy will be taken by iron boxes, water heaters, cookers, electric cookers. Okay, and whereas light energy is bulbs or LEDs will be converted. So electrical energy will be converted into light energy or heat energy. So that means one form of energy can be converted into other form. Next, activity 8, conservation. That is, till now we were talking about conversion, how the energy will be converted. Now we are going to talk about conservation. Conservation is nothing but preserving. Okay, not having any change. Already we were talking about what is meant by conservation in the classroom discussion. Conserve means preserving. Okay, the preserving. Already we were talking about, I have 5 rupees and my friend has 10 rupees. If he give 2 rupees for me, okay, my friend will become 8 rupees and for me 7 rupees. The sum is the same. Again 15. 5 plus 10 is the 15 and 7 plus 8 is the 15. Again 2 rupees he gave. Okay, 9 plus 6, again it will be 15 rupees. Okay, the sum is preserved. Okay, that is preserved. That is the conservation. That is a small example of conservation. Now, the activity 8 is discussed about conservation of mechanical energy. How the mechanical energy will be conserved. Okay, very good example. The conservation of energy, very good example that we are going to discuss here. See, tie a thread to the ceiling or some ceiling or anything, and the other end of the thread, okay, tie a metal ball. Now, if you see that the height should be somewhat close to the floor, for example, somewhat close. The height is this much, and the position, you take it as A. The position of the thread is A. The metal ball. This is a metal ball. The metal ball is sometimes called as bob. B-O-B, bob. Bob is nothing but metal ball. Okay, so initially the position of the metal ball is A. Okay, and it is at certain height. It will. Okay, try to understand. It is the height of that it is minimized and negligible. Okay, and it is very firmly close to the floor. For example. Okay, you take that it is very firmly close to the floor. Now, as it is in the state of rest, the kinetic energy will be 0. Or what is it? You can say that. Now, what do? Now release this, sorry, pull this metal ball to the height, certain height. Pull the metal ball to the certain height. Okay, take the metal ball to the certain height. This is the height, for example. When the height of the metal ball from the initial ground has been released, increased. Okay, as this position has increased, now it is going to acquire some potential energy. Because due to the change in the position, because due to the change in the height, the ball is reached from this place to this place, it acquires some potential energy that we discussed already. Due to the change in the height, it acquires some potential energy. Now, whenever I am releasing the ball towards downwards, if I release the ball towards downwards, okay, what happens? It is going to move towards this side, point A. This is A dash, point A dash we talk about, A dash or A1. You can talk about A dash or A1, your wish, okay, it is our concern, A1. Now, what we are going to do, as it is at the maximum height, it is going to have the maximum potential energy. Now when it is coming down, the speed or the velocity of the speed decreases. Speed decreases. Understand the concept. We pull the ball to the certain height. As it is at the maximum height, it has the maximum potential energy. But when I release that ball, speed increases. Speed increases. The ball will come faster from the height towards this. It will come faster. Okay. As when it is coming faster, it will acquire some kinetic energy. That is, kinetic energy increases. When it is coming down, the speed increases. As the speed increases, that shows that kinetic energy increases. The ball will come faster up for this point. Okay, as it is coming faster, kinetic energy increases. In this case, kinetic energy increases. Whereas, while for the motion, in the during of the motion, the ball reaches to this place, ball reaches to this place, ball reaches to this place, again ball reaches to this place, point A. Okay, as the height of the ball at every instant is decreasing, of the metal bob is increasing, that shows that up to here the potential energy decreases. Potential energy decreases. If you add these two, mechanical energy is some value. Mechanical energy is some value. Okay. Now at this case, again the ball is up to this place. Again ball will reach, it will move up to this point. The bob will move up to this point. Point A2. In this case I am talking this side. Okay. When slowly the height is increased. We notice that the potential energy increases. As the height of the ball increases, the potential energy increases. But when we go upward, the speed decreases. As the speed decreases, kinetic energy also decreases. So kinetic energy decreases. Okay, that means the sum if you take here, the mechanical energy will be some value. Where at this initial point, the sum of the kinetic energy value and mechanical energy, potential energy value also will. So kinetic energy, some value, potential energy will also have some value. See, what are the values is not our concern. Okay, that you keep in mind. Okay, now here what we are going to do, if while the ball is coming down, kinetic energy increases, potential energy decreases, and the sum is called as mechanical energy is possessing some value. Okay, at this point it has certain kinetic energy value and potential energy value. If you take the sum, it is possessing the sum value. Okay, here as the speed decreases, as it is reaching to a certain height, potential energy is increasing. As the height is increasing, potential energy PE is increasing. Okay, Okay, whereas the speed is decreasing, the kinetic energy also decreasing. The sum of that will be the potential energy, sum of that will be the mechanical energy. It has some value. Wondering is that at every instant, the sum whatever we are going to get at every instant will be equal in all the cases. Will be equal in all the cases. So this confirms that the potential energy, the mechanical energy is conserved. Okay, so by this activity, what we can conclude is in any change or whenever the ball is dropped to a certain height, so what we are calling as the potential, the sum of the kinetic energy and the potential energy is giving the equal value. We can say that the mechanical energy will be conserved. So by this we can this leads to propose a law that the energy neither created nor destroyed. The energy cannot be created or neither created nor destroyed. So the mechanical energy neither created nor destroyed. So this is the law of conservation of energy. So according to this page number 118, if you read, see from that the total mechanical energy, thus the total mechanical energy in the system of the pendulum remains the constant. This is called as conservation of mechanical energy. Thus energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be only changed from one form to another. So it can change from one form to another. This is called as law of conservation of energy. Okay, this property is called as law of conservation of energy. Now we have to calculate the at every instant. We have to activity 9 if we talk about at every instant. See, activity 9 is going to give you the much more clarity about conservation of mechanical energy. Much clarity about the conservation of mechanical energy. So what happened? A ball with 20 kgs, the object of 20 kgs dropped from a certain height. The initial height of certain height, that is 4 centimeters, is dropped from the 4 meters height. Dropped from the 4 meters height with the velocity. So what is that? See, initially as it is there, the velocity will be 0. Velocity will be 0. As it is dropped from 4 meter height from the floor, at every instant as it is coming down, speed increases. So as it is, speed increases, the velocity of the ball as it is coming from a certain height, it increases. So what is the kinetic energy and what is the potential energy at certain heights, and whether the mechanical energy is conserved throughout its journey is what is being is the question. So activity 9 is going to talk about calculating the total energy of the free fall at different heights are being given. So the height of that, first initially the height of that, it is being given as 4 meters. Okay, at the 4 meters, the velocity of the object, V value, the velocity of the object is 0 meter per second. At this, it is 0 meter per second. At 4 meters. What is the kinetic energy value? Okay, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. And what is the potential energy value? P is equal to mgh. And what is the sum? What is the sum? That is mechanical energy. What is mechanical energy is equal to Ke plus P. Kinetic energy plus potential energy. That is what we were going to discuss here. So in this discussion, now when we calculate at this point, potential kinetic energy we want half into m value is equal to 20 kgs object. Object is 20 into v square, that is 0 square. So 0 into anything will be, that is 0 joules. Energy will be measured in joules. That is what we discussed yesterday. And P mgh, m is equal to 20 into g is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. H is equal to 4 meters. Okay. So actually the g value is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. The g gravitational acceleration is 9.8 meter per second square. But to make our calculation easy, instead of taking 9.8 meter per second square as it is approximately 10 meter per second square, for our calculation, easy calculation, instead of taking g value, why this is 9.8 meter per second square, we are going to discuss. G value, gravitational acceleration value is 9.8 meter per second square. Why that is in 9.8 meter per second square? When we talk about gravity lesson, we will discuss about that. Okay, just for the calculation, we accepted g value is equal to 9.8 meter per second square. That is approximately equal to 10 meter per second square into height is equal to initial height is equal to 4 meters. 4, if you calculate, that is 200 into 4, that is 400. 200 into 4, that is 800 joules. The mechanical energy is equal to 0 plus 800 is equal to 800 joules. The total mechanical energy is equal to 800 joules. ME is equal to 800 J at this point. Now from that height, it has reached to this place where the height is equal to 3.55 meters. The height of the ball just is dropping down. So at this point, the height is equal to 3.55 meters. 3.55 meters. Same 20 meters ball. The velocity of the ball at this point is equal to 3 meters per second. The velocity is increased as it is coming faster. The velocity is increased. So if the height is 3.55, the velocity is equal to 3. If you calculate half into mass is equal to, the mass is not changing. M is the 20 kg ball, the mass will not change. 20 into v square, velocity is equal to 3 square. So 3 square, that is equal to half, 2 ones are, 2 tens are, that is 10 into 9 is equal to 90 joules. Here, kinetic energy is equal to 90 joules. So kinetic energy is equal to 90 joules. Potential energy 20 into 10 into the height h is equal to 3.55. So 3.5, if you multiply this, that will be 2 into 1, 2. That I can write as we are multiplying with this 10 value. This will become 2 into 225. As I am shifting this, as there are 2 zeros, I am shifting this decimal point 2 steps ahead. So 2 into 355, that will become as 710. 710. So 90 joules plus 710. That will be 800 joules. Where the kinetic energy and the kinetic energy value and potential energy value is changing. As per the case of the pendulum, it is increasing. So it is increasing and it is decreasing. But whereas the sum if you take, that is the 800 again. That is conserved. In every case, that is conserved. For example, next case the height is equal to 3 meters and the velocity is equal to root 2. So half into 20 into the root 2 square value, square will cancel, this is 100 and 2s are, that is equal to 10 into 2 is equal to 20 joules here, 20 joules in this case. Okay, whereas 20 into 10 into the height value is equal to 3. So 2 into 1, 2, so this is the 600 joules. So that is v square is equal to, sorry, it is not root 2, it is root 20. So 2 to cancel, that is 10 into 20, that is 200 joules here. So 200 joules, it's not root 2, it is root 20. So root 20 value 200 joules plus 600, that is 200 plus 600, that is equal to 800 joules here. The sum, see in all the cases, if y is equal to 2.35, the velocity is equal to root 33, and when the height is equal to 0.8, the height is equal to, when it is coming down, height will be 3 meters, okay, height will be 2.35 meters, when the height will be 0.8 meters. For every case here, this is root 20, velocity is equal to root 20, velocity is equal to root 33, and this velocity is equal to 8 meters per second. For every case, if you calculate for every case, here I am getting the kinetic energy value is equal to 330 and the potential energy value is equal to 470, and the 330 plus 470, that is equal to 800 joules. In this case of the calculation, here the kinetic energy value is equal to 640 and it is equal to 160, and if you add 640 plus 160 is equal to 800 joules. So when the ball is, when the height of the ball decreases, try to understand the concept, okay? When the height of the ball decreases, the potential energy value from 800 to 710 and 600 to 440, the potential energy value is decreasing. And as it is coming faster, kinetic energy value is increasing. See, 0 and 90, 200, 330 and 640. As it is coming faster from certain height, the kinetic energy value is increasing. And if you potential energy decreases and kinetic energy increases, but if you take the sum of that, the mechanical energy of the ball, the sum of the ball at different places is conserved. This is 800, 800, 800, 800, 800. It is same, that is conserved. So from this discussion we can say that the mechanical, as per the law of conservation of energy, even though there is a change in the kinetic energy value and potential energy value, the sum of the kinetic energy value and the mechanical energy value at different instances will be conserved or will be preserved. Okay, I hope you understood what is this session. Thank you and keep smiling all of you, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel. We will meet in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.